Fuck you.
It's not productive. It's kind of gross and icky. And I feel like it tells us more about them than the people they're trying to degrade. They're always trying to degrade someone.
I'm legally blind.
I'm going places, can't fake it. My heart is so cold, my energy is contagious. All the pain, I can't take it. I'm staying grounded and graceful, cause I know everything that I've been through only made me count my blessings daily. Yeah, they've been acting shady, but I don't take it personal. The memory's fading, I'm enjoying the moment. I've been smelling the roses, taking time to reflect, stepping back, the truth unfolding, unfolding. Staying low, got nothing to prove, cause I'm not the blow. I've been in the booth, speaking to my soul. You know that I'm true, either way it go, either way it goes. I cannot turn cold, staying on the low. I've been protecting my soul. If your intentions are not pure, I can't let you get too close, cause I'm vibrating high. Ain't got time for your ego, these niggas quit to turn their back. Acting like the amigos, he never cared in the shows. Wasn't with you at your lows, assuming that you gonna fold. But baby, I've been growing ever since I let you go. And I've been doing better, and I know that hurts to know. Hurts to know. Only good vibes around me, and that's for sure. Only good vibes, good vibes. Good vibes, good vibes. Only need good vibes, good vibes. Good vibes, good vibes. Only need good vibes. Can't lie. Only need good vibes, good vibes. Good vibes, good vibes. You see me searching for my inner peace. I've been learning more about myself and my purpose. Truth always come to the surface. Was hurting, but I had to heal. Releasing all the pain that I always held. Been going through some changes, I'll make it still. Protecting my soul to keep it real. Only need good vibes, good vibes. Good vibes, good vibes. Only need good vibes, good vibes. Good vibes, good vibes. Only need good vibes. Can't lie. Only need good vibes, good vibes. Good vibes, good vibes.
Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome everybody. Let me turn this off. Whoops. Okay, welcome everybody. Oh, come on now. Happy Friday. Welcome to Friday night. Tonight's Friday, January 2nd. Welcome to 2026. What's up, Christine? What's up, Nicole, Southern, Sweet Southern? What's up, Deb, Quadaxel Mimi, Carla Ann, Dom S, Christina, Granny D, Deb, Goddess. All right, let me see who's here. Critter Mama. Caden Christian. Good to see everybody. Kind of running late here. I was trying to accomplish some goals here. What's up, Erica Morris? Hello. Happy New Year, everyone. I have a new DD coming out, Delphi Dirt, hopefully this week, and we'll look forward to it. Thanks for dipping in. Court of Public Opinion, welcome in. And my esteemed colleague, Court of Public Opinion, welcome in. Well, it's a new day. What's up? My favorite. What's up? It's a new day. Good to see you. All right. How you doing? You driving? Well, Happy New Year to everybody. In case I missed you the other day. What's up, Christopher? All right. Who else is in here? I missed Brenda Mays. All right. Hello, everybody. I'm glad to see you all. Pertinent. What's up, Pertinent? What's up, Carol? All right. So, if I missed you, I apologize. I'm just scrambling, like literally screeching into my seat at the moment. But I was trying to get together a few things for you, and I think I accomplished that. So, yeah, it's going to be a pretty low intensity workout tonight. But we do have some things to talk about. So please share this if you're, whether you're here on the live stream or the replay. If you're here live, get some people here now. And if you're on the replay, share it as well and get some people to watch that damn replay. Leave the comments down below on the replay because, I like to see all the comments come in. And hey, if you've been checking out my page lately, I got a lot going on, check out the page, okay? Because what I've done, made some very important community posts, okay, for you to go check out. I made some very interesting shorts for you to check out. And hey, I'm also establishing a TikTok. Uh, so I don't know which of my mods wants to go through all of that hassle, but what I'd really love to do is invite everyone to go over there, subscribe to the TikTok, subscribe to the Twitch, subscribe to the uh, Substack, and also make sure you're subscribed to both my YouTube channels because both community pages are entirely different. And you want to make sure that you're checking out both because I put different things on different pages. And anyway, there's really important stuff. And that's going to lead us into what we're going to talk about tonight after a while. But basically, I'm kind of renewing my focus. I thought about it over the holidays. And we'll talk about that a little later tonight. But to be honest with you all, I have a really hard time getting past this Anthony Shots connection. Okay. Now remember, there's certain groups who refuse to focus on the Anthony Shots connection, who deny that there is an Anthony Shots connection, and who try to remove the concept of some sort of Dropbox or network of child trafficking from this Delphi case because they're so hyperfixated on the guilt or innocence of Richard Allen. But I'm not easily distracted, so that's one of my strong points. So with that being said, I'm able to kind of maintain a focus, and honestly, the more developments or things that transpire, it keeps coming back to Anthony Shots and this Dropbox. And I think that's really important because when you see things constantly cycling and circling back around, and it's always like it's spiraling around this Anthony Shots and Dropbox, I think that's an indicator that there's like a center of gravity there, for lack of a better term. And I think people have a difficult time focusing on things that that the legal system seem to not be focusing on. But hey, I mean, this is my opinion because, what I see is this entire community out here on all sides trying to distract away from Anthony underscore Shots and the Dropbox. And that leads me to believe that there must be something there. And I mean, let's be honest here. It's also my concept that law enforcement itself is trying to have you not focus on Anthony underscore Shots and any concept of a Dropbox, which wealthy individuals in Indiana were utilizing. And so I have this irking feeling that that it is the connection of the Delphi victims to this Dropbox and what that means that is the elephant in the room in terms of investigative focus or what we're not supposed to. So, Odinist, who cares, right? Lone Wolf Killer, who cares? Guilt, innocence of Richard Allen. Neither of these topics have draw any attention to the mythical or the infamous Dropbox. And I think this is the cover up. The more things that transpire, it consistently looks like there's a whole bunch of effort aimed at having people not look in that direction. And remember, it does appear that the fact that that Dropbox is even known about was somewhat of a slip up in this cover up, because were it not for that transcript, none of you, none of us would even know that there existed such a thing. So what's been happening to me, or with me in my mind, is that uh, I've been having a lot of revelations, or light bulbs go off, in terms of how would a Dropbox function in terms of a local network of high-powered individuals trafficking in young child victims. And I want you to bring your mind back to Jalen Rain. You know who that is. And you know a couple of the stories she told. With the thesis being that there are these clubs in which they get girls, as she said, who were young. Some of these girls were young, is what she said. And you know, I would say, in your mind, I would say, how do you piece together the concept of wealthy individuals participating in some sort of clubs centered on sexual activities with minors who are young? How would a Dropbox function? In which way would a Dropbox be utilized in connecting high-powered individuals with money who are older with child victims who are vulnerable and younger? And that, my folks, I believe is the nexus, which would lead one to question or ask, why on earth would the state police of the state in which this is happening cover that up? And my mind instantly goes to the fact that, well, if it was revealed that these murders, which the world has hyperfixated on, focused on, tie in to a situation where a bunch of high-powered, wealthy individuals in the region were utilizing a Dropbox and other tools of the network, that perhaps there would be some protection going on. Perhaps some high-powered individuals would be protected by the head law enforcement authority in the state. And of course, that would trickle on up and down in both ways. So sheriff's office, local police department, state police, and I would hate to say it, because I do hate to say it, but possibly FBI. So with that being said, I mean, it does not bring me joy to cover this topic. But being a Christian as I am, the truth brings me joy. Despite all the efforts made to hush, silence, intimidate, dox, threaten, and harass one off this trail, it makes me feel good to know that it doesn't hurt to demand the truth until the truth surfaces. Because I won't be gaslit into thinking that I'm being crazy or abusive by asking the obvious, reasonable questions. And look, I wanted to do more tonight in terms of what I'm going to take a look at with you, but honestly, it's just too much work. And I said to you last time when I was asking that my GoFundMe be supported and that my Cash App be supported and whatever, the channel be supported in that way, it just seems a futile task to constantly be asking because it doesn't really come in the way that it needs to. So I have been wrestling with so many issues in the past weeks in what I've been trying to do in real life that all of this work has taken a back seat. And even today, I was absolutely overwhelmed because I'm still dealing with serious business issues, and then things, taking care of things at home. And so once again, the time got away from me today, and so I would have liked another 30, 45 minutes to prepare so that I could go get the Jerry Holman. Okay, there's a Jerry Holman thing I'm looking for that I can't find in time for the show. Okay. And what that was so I'll just say it before we dive in, because I'm not going to show it to you because, like I said, I didn't have time to prepare. But remember Jerry Holman in one of these depositions that we just got saying, yes, absolutely, Keegan Kline or Anthony Schatz was going to meet these girls that day, had planned to meet these girls that day. And to me, that's the nexus to Delphi right there, that the Anthony _ Schatz account. Hey, thank you so much, Silence Woman. Let me put that on the screen. Showing of support. Thank you so much. Okay. And congrats to all those who got memberships. Welcome. I appreciate you. Appreciate you being here and getting a membership. But what I'd say is, there is no doubt that the Anthony Schatz account was planning to meet those girls that day. That's, put a pin in that, that's a thing to pin. So, but there are more things. There are other considerations. Like, I think that, we tend to get this tunnel vision. Okay, we do. And even I'm guilty of it at times. And then things sometimes happen where I realize and I expand my vision, and I like a sponge, I soak in the expanded information. And something I was thinking about was it's difficult to talk about because no one wants to talk about this, but I think that we have to separate this concept of the type of people who want to sit behind a computer or phone screen and look at imagery of children. We have to separate that from the possibility of people who go beyond that. So the people who physically want to get their hands on children. And I think that if you crack that mind of yours open and reconceive of the notion of the sharing of imagery of children and separate that from Keegan Kline and separate that from the possible victimization of children in the flesh in Indiana, and you start to separate that out and think about it. But we'll come back to that. Okay, we'll come back to that because what we've seen lately is a lot of targeting of people like myself. And I think like you see, when I go all the way back in time to my engagement here, I notice certain things that set off the targeting, okay? And it's been hard to prioritize or rank those because there seem to be several things that sets it off. But, okay, the first things that set it off with me in terms of being targeted were discussing trafficking of methamphetamine in the community and as part of the group that possibly victimized these girls. Okay, methamphetamine. The second item that put me in the target zone for harassment was the questioning of the family's narratives and statements. Okay, the questioning of methamphetamine, the questioning of the family, and then the third thing was the identifying of certain individuals connected to the Klines who appear to be hiding something. So if I were to tie those all together, I would say, well, okay, that's the drug trafficking in the area, the human trafficking in the area, and the honesty or lack thereof of certain individuals who are directly tied to the POIs and the victims. Does that make any sense? The drug trafficking, the child trafficking, and the honesty or dishonesty of the individuals close or closest to all of the above. And those seem to be the topics that get you targeted. So if I start to think about, well, what is drug trafficking and child trafficking about in a region? Well, it would be an economy. It would be an underground economy. Okay. The underground economy of children and drugs, which are surely facilitated by the biker clubs and the cartels. Okay. And in the center, the calling out or questioning those individuals tied to it all, questioning their honesty or transparency or legitimacy in what they're saying. So it's pretty obvious to me, like, you know, if you think of who gets targeted and why, well, geez, man, if what we're talking about is the underground economy of children and drugs and the dishonesty of all the locals about it, I mean, there's your red flag. Okay. And let me rephrase that again for those who are making notes or whatever, cliff notes. Like I said, the underground economy of children and drugs, and independent voices questioning the dishonesty of those tied to all of that. So it's my hot take on the targeting. And I've said before, like you go and you think about the targeting in this community because what's always used as the excuse is the family or the victims. Okay, that's always the justification for the targeting, as if creating more victims is justified. And you surely would know that I'm not the only one who's been targeted. There's been a lot of targeting in this community. But typically, if you zoom out and look at it, it seems to be that it's fixated or focused on people who would question the child trafficking, the drug trafficking, and the dishonesty about it all from the locals. Okay, so when I look at the targeting, it's absolutely clear. Those who were targeted have been the ones who dared to question the locals in regards to Anthony Shots, Dropbox, methamphetamine trafficking. So why are the locals who appear to be dishonest and hiding something, covering something up, why would they be targeting those who are specifically questioning the drugs and the child trafficking, the underground economy? I mean, no one sees that? Does no one see that as clearly as the victims? So typically, under the banner of victims advocates or family advocates, they target you for questioning, hey, what about this Anthony Shots? What about this Dropbox? Hey, what about this meth dealing with this meth cooking? What about these biker clubs? And when you look at the lack of a connection of Richard Allen to any of this, but Richard Allen is the number one topic at this point in time for the past years, it's a gut punch. It's a gut punch. Because you think, well, where's the tie of Richard Allen to any of this? But Richard Allen is a topic of the day now for years. And the Dropbox, the sex clubs, the child trafficking, child victims have fallen off. The meth trafficking, meth cooking, the hits, the conflict of interest in all the relationships locally and all of that shit, it's fallen off too. And we're solely here arguing about Richard Allen, which doesn't even seem to be an argument. It seems like, yeah, Richard Allen's wrongfully convicted. There was a nothing case stacked on his head, and we're forced to be talking about that. And that's taking up 99% of the conversation, and all the other pertinent stuff, that the actual important stuff, has fallen off. And I'm sitting here and I wonder, hold on. Why are we still being targeted by those close to the Anthony Shots Dropbox connection and close to the locals who are covering up that and the meth trafficking and all of the conflicts of interest among everybody? And when I say everybody, I mean all the lawyers, all the family members, all the cops. Conflicts of interest galore. But I think what happens is that those doing the targeting don't realize that it's a two-way street because when you targeted certain individuals repeatedly, you cause them to look at where the threat's coming from, right? It's just like this. You get sucker punched. What's the first thing you do? You look around to see who just punched you. And it's the same with Delphi. Okay, you get targeted. What's the first thing you do? You look at those who are targeting you. So whether behind fake accounts or not, they're going to cause you to turn around and look at them. And I think that's where they make a mistake. And anyway, that's what I'm starting off our show with tonight, which is I meant to come on and be happy because it's Friday night and just talk with the chat at first, but I guess I got all that off my chest. So you kind of know what we're getting into tonight. I mean, but this is really concerning. This is really concerning. This is beyond entertainment. Okay. Now, I said that, when I came here, I thought I could serve some entertainment. I thought we could sit here, have a nice time, just chit chat. Those who wanted to come in my chat and chit chat with me, we could do that. That's the ultimate goal, just that we can comment and converse about what we feel as a community. But this is such an uphill battle. It's hard to it's hard to go back to good times. But yeah, I'll try to slow down now. Um, but I mean, you don't understand the amount of LARPing that goes on in this community. Okay, what does LARPing mean? I don't know. You got people behind fake accounts pretending to be other people. They make up these other individuals who are, sometimes they have multiple accounts, right? They have multiple accounts. So like one person can have multiple accounts and they pretend to have conversations with themselves and they pretend to know that other person who's not even a real person, or maybe they're the real person. Okay, maybe they're the real person behind the one fake account and they're pretending that the other person is the person that they are. So they make up all of these, you know, I mean, what are called sock accounts or whatever. This is why this case has been so information intensive for people. And I say that to people who come into the case. I say, look, it's going to take you 3 years, 3 years just to get your bearings because you have to sort through. Like there's so much disinformation, misinformation that all of these people doing this shit have inserted and interjected into this community just to make heads or tails of it. It's 3 good years of intense full-time study. Which, it's to be expected if you think of the 10,000 hour rule that a lot of artists and musicians talk about, 10,000 hours. Yeah, I would say this about the 10,000 hour rule. Okay. So yeah, it's a complicated thing to see through. Mm. And there's absolutely no way any attorneys would come into this and in 2 or 3 years be ready to argue this at all. Um, but tonight, okay, there's some things. Okay, so like I said, keep up with my community pages. You could even go back quite a long ways. There's a lot of information there. Um, I don't know. My mouse is my mouse glitching now? Okay, come on. Let's see if I can do what I want to do. All right. All right. So let me, the first thing I want to show you, let's see. Just give me a second. Okay. All right. Now, it's been very interesting speaking of this, but I want to kick this off with the. This is something to put on my community page. You can go and look at it on the community page. But I guess I want to kind of admonish the Delphi community for a bit because it's very interesting when you look at this, okay? I look at this true crime community right now and I really just laugh. I just sit back and I laugh at them, but I laugh to keep from crying because you remember on back into last year, the whole thing with HTC, Hidden True Crime Lauren, right? Hidden True Crime Lauren. Weaponizing the copyright strike system. Weaponizing the what is it called? The protective order court system, the ex parte filing of protective orders. So weaponizing things, petty shit, right? Because the whole thing with Lauren True Crime is that there was petty little stuff on TikTok maybe or whatever, and this is just nothing burger. But she took that and escalated all the way to the court, weaponized the copyright strikes and all of this, right? And oh man, there are still channels right now whose entire channels every day, day in and day out, are solely about beating Hidden True Crime Lauren over the head. And hey, let's not, let's not justify it. Like what Hidden True Crime Lauren did was absolutely deplorable, right? But minor. Okay, what Lauren True Crime did, you're talking about a millionaire, by the way, not a struggling single dad or anything else like that. You're talking about someone who's just rolling, right? Major economic force in in true crime. And what she did was deplorable, which she threw a little money around to have this little protective order filed, and then she weaponized the copyright strikes. And oh my God, dude, forever people have gone absolutely berserk over Hidden True Crime Lauren. In the first month, it was just every day 5-6 live streams. Lauren. And like I said, even now, Lauren. But with all of that attention, where are the people who feel the same way about what's going on in Delphi? We've had several attempts at weaponizing the protective order process in the court system, right? We've had years of weaponizing of the copyright strike system. We've had dozens of direct death threats that we've shown you. Myself has had over a dozen that I've shown you. Where's the outrage? Where's the outrage? Where are the dozens of live streams a week condemning the individuals from Indiana who are targeting certain of us here in the Delphi sphere? None. Okay, there's none. There's no one who has our back. So they'll condemn Lauren for the past 4 or 5 months. Day in, day out, day in, day out. It's the new viral thing for clicks and views, right? Condemning Lauren, because it's easy to hate. But I'm looking out here, I'm like, well, hey, where's the outrage for the same thing magnified 10 times over that's happening to us here in Delphi and has been happening for years? Because no matter how many death threats we throw up on the screen, no matter how many times we show you the copyright strikes, the weaponization of the copyright system, the weaponization of the protective orders and the court system, there seems to be no engagement. No one cares. No one cares. So I just see a little imbalance there. I'm wondering, wow. So when Lauren does it, it's condemnable. It's gross. It's absolutely unacceptable, to the point where we need 5 to 6 live streams a day for the past 3 months to express how disgusting and inappropriate and how controlling and deplorable it all is what Lauren did one time. But we've been receiving this stuff: swatting, death threats, cryptic packages mailed to our homes, lawsuits, protective orders, calling our police, calling our CPS, calling our employers, interfering in personal relationships, going over to our websites and our business sites and leaving bad reviews. We've been dealing with that for years. And I say, hey, community, where's the outrage? But here is the most recent round, because after months now, okay, of my son being used to call me a pedophile and call me a monster, say that I abuse children. After months and months of dealing with that stuff, now in the most recent turn of events, a lawsuit is filed. Oddly enough, from someone from Peru, Indiana. Hey, who else is from Peru, Indiana? Question. I'll wait for the chat to brainstorm. What else was happening in Peru, Indiana? So from Peru, Indiana, 2 days before Christmas Eve, I get a Christmas present. And that is an individual from Peru, Indiana, who really loves Keegan Kline, who cried for Keegan Kline, decided to hurl a lawsuit at TheProf. Karen. describe the content of the takedown notices from May 16th of 2024. Okay, so May 16th, 2024. The takedown notices asserted that my YouTube videos infringed the claimant's copyrighted live stream content. The notices alleged unauthorized use without permission and requested removal of the videos for stealing my content, yes, resulting in copyright strikes and subsequent channel termination. Karen, aka Vicarious Vigilantes. So I'm sure many of you would probably remember that channel, which solely consisted of my content and Noe's content, with a couple other sprinkled in here and there. Again, May of 2024. List the dates the counter notice was sent. February 16th of 2025. Isn't that beyond 30 days? I submitted a counter notification asserting the removed videos constituted lawful fair use. Yes. Oh, fair use to harass, right? To harass, to threaten, and to terrorize. Is that fair use? The takedown notices were submitted in error. The counter notification requested restoration of the videos in my YouTube account. By the way, she's ban evading at this moment. At this point in time, this individual whose channel was terminated due to abusing content, that user is ban evading and still has a channel that is used to further terrorize, harass, and all this. Misrepresentation occurred. Yes, words that made up the misrepresentation and explanation of the misrepresentation. At the time of the takedowns, May of 2024, I did not immediately submit a counter notification due to confusion regarding my legal rights and YouTube's automated enforcement process, including a mistaken belief that screen recorded clips were categorically prohibited. Once I understood that my content constituted lawful fair use, no, it didn't. I attempted to contest the strikes in February, but my channel had already been terminated. As a result of the respondents' false DCMA takedown notices, my YouTube channel, Vicarious Vigilantes, was permanently terminated following back-to-back copyright strikes. At the time of the termination of the channel, had recently been approved for monetization, and one of my videos had gone viral, exceeding 400,000 views and continuing to gain traction prior to removal. The termination caused the immediate loss of monetization revenue, the loss of future earning potential associated with viral content, and loss of ongoing audience growth and channel value. I was also deprived of access to my content and the ability to further contest the strikes within YouTube's system once the account was disabled. I seek damages for financial and reputational harm caused by respondents' knowing misrepresentation, including compensation for lost and prospective revenue, as well as any other relief the board deems appropriate. So this is an attempt to sue the prof for stealing his own content by someone very close to the clients from Peru, Indiana, whose goal now for 3 years has been to silence the prof, discredit, terrorize, and bully. And here are the strikes. Let me show you some context here. Now, do you really think I would have been able to find and successfully apply to YouTube for 10 copyright strikes if there were not, at a minimum, 10 uses of my live stream content? But this is some of what we deal with in the normal course of trying to just do our own live streams on our own channels, talking about what the hell ever we want to talk about. But see, we've done a lot of work behind the scenes. And we know a lot of locals. And I think people forget that we don't always say all we know when we know it. Only an idiot would do that. You show your hand at the time that it's appropriate to play the card. And so there are things we know about all of this that I haven't yet said, but I will. And it's just funny to see people continuing or continually instigating, because you poke, 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 and there comes a time when you've poked the bear enough. And it's because we hold on to the cards that are not necessary at this particular time to use at a future point, and we don't say all we know, that we're able to respond in the appropriate way at the appropriate time. And even in the past 24 hours, I've been threatened again. And all I'll say about that is, I know something you don't think that I know. And I know something you might not know. But if the goal here is to keep hidden the truth about the Dropbox, that's not going to be a successful endeavor. Because I think it's occurring to a lot of people who are very smart and very well placed that there is something with that Dropbox. And it's just a matter of time. I mean, look, remember the first thing they tried to do? It's always important to understand these narrative controllers. And what's the primary indicator? Okay, when they come out and they spin, you put your finger on the pulse and you say, whoa, 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 whoa. What's the spin? Okay. I got a hair in my eye, pardon me. You say, what is this spin? Why are you spinning this? So you'll remember this. He says, when you're exchanging child pornography and when you're exchanging Dropbox links that go to your Dropbox, that's a different story. And then Keegan Klein answers, what do you mean? I never had a Dropbox. Yes, you did. Line number 13, that I sent links for? What do you mean? Line number 14, Bud, from your Dropbox account off your phone, we have started one of the largest child pornography investigations ever undertaken in the state of Indiana. So the immediate spin of that line, number 14 and 15, was, oh, no, that was just the read technique. They were just making that up. They were lying. They can lie. They can lie in an interview. They just that was just a lie just to see what he would say. Who out there remembers that spin? I'll wait and watch the chat because I want to see if any of you remember that particular talking point in response to this line 14 and 15. Good, you do? Yeah. Yeah. They just made it up. They can lie to people. There's no Dropbox. They just made it up. That's what your bloodlusters say. We always say the bloodlusters. That's what they came and they said in response to this being revealed. Remember, this is page 52. But the spin was, oh, there's no Dropbox. No, they can lie with the read technique. They just made that line up. They just made that concept up. But interesting here, I mean, if you follow Keegan's line here, here's what he goes with. He says, well, you're okay, but that's not me. It's a Dropbox account. It's a shared link from your Dropbox. Link, right? Not from mine. There's no way possible. Yes. There's no way possible. Yes, you do not have a Dropbox, now you're saying? And it's interesting here because he says, oh, I have a Dropbox. Not that I would send nudes and shit through, though. A lot of people have Dropboxes. There are people that communicated with you or you shared images through your Dropbox link. Yeah, no. We start looking at those people and it just freaking spirals out of control to this major child pornography ring. Okay. Line number 12. 13. We start looking at those people communicating through the Dropbox and it just freaking spirals out of control to this major child pornography ring. And you even have it to the point where when you're getting this child porn, you're sharing it with your Emily Ann account to your Keegan Klein Dropbox account. You can't tell me that the guy that you randomly lived with for a month knows your Dropbox password. Okay. So once again, Bud from your Dropbox account off your phone, we have started one of the largest child pornography investigations ever undertaken in the state of Indiana. And he gets confused. What, me, huh? No, what? I don't know about that. I never did the nudes and shit. And he says, we just start looking at the people you communicated with or shared images through your Dropbox link. We start looking at those people and it just freaking spirals out of control to this major child pornography ring. And here we pause because I want to ask you to not have blinders on. And I want to ask you to consider, what if this is not just a child pornography ring utilizing this Dropbox? What if this is a human trafficking ring utilizing child pornography in this Dropbox?
Oh my God! Bruh.
Now, I want to move forward quite a bit because we're not going to be reading through this whole thing. I want to look at page 132. Maybe we'll start back the page before. We're 2 weeks after it happened. You wouldn't remember that one girl that just got killed. I mean, if it's 2 little kids getting killed in a town that's right by me, and one of the girls that got killed, you talked to, line 22 at the bottom, you talked to the day of. One of the girls that got killed, you talked to, including the day of. And remember, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, we've now had Jerry Holman in the deposition admit that, yes, not only did he talk to her, he arranged, or not only did the Anthony Shots account, because we don't know that that's Keegan. Let's be clear. Not only did the Anthony Shots account talk to her the day of, he arranged to meet her the day of, or the Anthony Shots account, someone using it, arranged to meet her the day of. Not only has he said that in the deposition, he's also said it in a news article that I read for you some time ago. Pardon. That doesn't mean I killed them. I didn't say that. That's what you're saying. Absolutely not. Did not say that. You're implying. Nope. that I know something or anything like that. That's what you're implying. No, what I'm trying to do is clarify. And I'm telling you the truth. I get that you don't believe me, okay? But I'm telling you the truth. Whether it's my whatever psyche telling me to put that out of my mind, that I don't remember it. I don't remember what I told them 3 years ago. I don't remember ever talking to her. So you said you never sent her any images? I don't think I ever did. There's an image that you sent to her in a Ferrari that says sports car. Yeah, because I have a Ferrari. Well, Anthony Schatz did. Okay. Right. Anthony Schatz had a Ferrari. I no, I don't remember that. Well, here's another one that you sent her. I hate how long it takes for this to warm up, Ferrari. Here's another one. Okay, like I would send to everyone, like I have a Ferrari. Yeah, like I would have a Ferrari. What do you mean? Anthony Schatz. Okay, but I don't remember that. You were okay. You're acting like I remember every little piece. Okay, everything. Every girl that I ever talked to. Let's get this straight then. I forgot even about that name until you said that 10 minutes ago. I even forgot about that. So Keegan Klein was not talking to Liberty German. Right. Anthony Schatz was? Right. Okay, Anthony Schatz was. So Anthony Schatz, when they were asking you, did you send her images? You said no because you didn't, but Anthony Schatz did? No, because I don't remember sending them anything. Okay, well, I'm telling you, here's three off the bat. Here's another one. Here's a couple more. And then there's one sent specifically to her. Is it bad that I'm super into you? Like I would say that to every one of those girls. I mean, it was the same thing with every one of those girls. But when you're telling me that you never sent her or Anthony Schatz never sent her, because I don't remember ever sending her anything. I don't remember ever even talking to her. I remember talking to her friend, like, you're like, think you're going to catch me in a lie, and I'm not really lying to you at all. I don't remember it. So I have a question for you all. Do you think Keegan's lying here? Or he honestly doesn't know and doesn't remember because someone else was using that Anthony Schatz account interacting with the victims? Because honestly, I go back and forth about this. I don't have a particular feeling one way or the other. Half of the time, I think it's him. And then half of the time, I think, hold on. It's not him. He's baffled. Yes, he's a liar. He lies. But is this lying? Is this deception? Or is this confusion? That's what I would ask of you. Is this deception or confusion? And I mean that in regard to the Dropbox and the interaction with Liberty German. Is he deceiving or is he literally confused because he doesn't know because he wasn't using the Dropbox in that way and he wasn't interacting with Liberty? I don't know. The possibilities open on that. I don't have a decision made yet. I don't know. The jury's out on that, you know. Because honestly, Keegan doesn't strike me as a killer. He doesn't strike me as having the backbone to meet anyone in person or the what do you call it? Self-confidence So was someone else using that account who did have the backbone to target children in real life? Anthony Schatz communicated with Liberty German, and it's a fact that it wasn't just for a few hours at a sleepover. In your own admission, you said in the interview, it is a fact on audio recorded and video recording interview, you said, well, we never sent any pictures. And then the very next couple sentences, you said, well, I knew they were at a sleepover because they sent pictures to me. Yes, she didn't. Her friend did. So you knew they were there. And I mean, you said that she had sent a picture. Just like, again, it's a fact that you're communicating to her multiple days at a time, just like the other girls you were talking to, including the day that she went missing right before. Including the day she went missing right before. And what I want to know is you would communicate with her on what? The iPhone 5 was your primary device? Yeah, that's a fact. Okay, well, what other devices would you communicate with her on? I don't know. I have no clue of even talking to her. Well, then they say, well, what other devices would you communicate with anybody on? Okay, on February 13th, this would have been logged in a little bit earlier. So that would have been 8 o'clock in the morning at your house, 67 Canal, where you and your dad lived. 2 separate devices. See the numbers here? Log in, log out, log in, log out, one device. Log in, log out, all within minutes of each other. To the same Anthony Schatz Snapchat account. Now here's what's interesting. Someone has told me that the way Snapchat works is that 2 people can't be logged in to the same account at once. So should someone else from a different device log in to an account as you're using it, it's going to kick you out and let them in. And then should you then log back in, it's going to let you in and kick them out. And honestly, it almost seems like a tug of war to me. So there's this one Anthony Schatz Snapchat account, and 2 people are fighting over using that account at the same time. Now, it's interesting, though, because this is what he's saying. But again, we don't know if he's lying or not. But the story Keegan gives here is I'm using 2 different devices. So I'm using 2 different devices, mine and another phone at the same time. Why would he be doing that? Why would you do that? I mean, to talk to more girls. It's the same account. Yeah, but the same account. You're using 2 phones. No, but what I'm saying is I logged out of that to log into my other phone. See, it doesn't make sense. Why would you do that? Why not have 2 different accounts on 2 different phones? Why would you be logging into the same account for 2 different? Who is he protecting? In other words, If this is a lie here, that he's using two different phones on the same Anthony Shots account, that means someone else is. So is he covering for someone's ass here? Is he covering someone's ass? One of her friends said to you, "Did you hear about Liberty?" You respond on Anthony Shots, "OMG, what happened?" That sounds like guilt. Did you hear about Liberty? Oh my God, what happened? It's kind of a dramatic response, right? Did you hear about Liberty? Oh my God, what happened? The same person that you were talking to then says that Anthony Shots was meeting up with Liberty German. That's a total lie. That's a total lie. It's total fucking lie. It's the facts. That's a lie. That's a lie. So you need to listen. It's not a fact. Same conversation of, oh my God, what happened? Anthony Schott says, yeah, we were supposed to meet, but she never showed up. I mean, why do people not? So the Anthony Shots account says we were supposed to meet, which we know to be a fact, but she never showed up. That would imply that the Anthony Shots user was there waiting for her, wouldn't it? We were supposed to meet, but she never showed up. Jerry Holman conveniently left that out. Excuse me. Oh, pardon me, my throat is a little dry. We were supposed to meet, but she never showed up, would imply that Anthony Shots was there. Why doesn't ISP or the Unified Command or Carroll County Sheriff put Anthony Shots out fucking there? Let's see, they put Richard Allen out there. They kind of forget, right, that Daniel Pearson's out there. Who else are they excluding? Because in this theory here, if we're formulating a hypothesis in which a group of people are there, yeah, we were supposed to meet, but she never showed up. Meaning you were there to meet her. Whoever you are. And they keep pushing. So who was talking to the girl about you were supposed to meet Libby? I don't ever remember. And she didn't show up. I don't remember saying that. Now you don't remember. Yeah, because it never happened. This is really confusing. I never fucking told her I would hang out with her. I never did anything like that. I don't know. It's confounding. It's confounding. Who's Kyla Brummett? I don't know. So this girl is looking to meet up with Anthony Schatz, so she gives the address to Anthony Schatz. She's coming home after school and she wants to hook up because parents are not home after school for a couple hours. The girl associated with the Brummett family gets off the school bus and there's a guy with a ski mask peering into her bedroom window. So we have another coincidence that we have a girl talking to the Anthony Schatz account. She gives an address to the Anthony Schatz account. She wants to hook up with the Anthony Schatz account. She gets off the school bus and there's a guy in a ski mask staring in her window. She comes home from school and there's a guy looking in her bedroom window directly after giving the address to this Anthony Schatz account. All right. So you're trying to get nude images from Liberty and spoke to her? I mean, any girl I talk to, it's not just one girl, it's any girl I ever talk to. I mean, the reason this is a big deal is the other one's not dead, but she's dead. I mean, this is large, the biggest case in Indiana, hands down. The media attention, I mean, there's been no stone left unturned in this investigation. And the only thing of all investigators, all the hours put into this, and you have to think to yourself, you're a juror, you know, in this scenario, you're just listening to the evidence. You have a guy in small town USA, you know, so if you're from a small town, you know, your dad's Facebook friends with some of Abby's mother's friends. So that's the kind of stuff you'd expect to see in a small town. Your girlfriend, your current girlfriend, is friends on Facebook with one of Liberty's ex-boyfriends. Small town USA, right? So there's stuff that, you know, maybe like if we were in Chicago or something, you look at and okay, that's it, right? Small town USA, you know, the Brummetts, right? Okay, so they're at the sleepover at a Brummett residence. And that's how you know the whole thing with Liberty. When she was speaking to Anthony Schatz, they were at the Brummett's house. And here we are, they're at the Brummett's families, the family that Keegan Kline knows, not Anthony Schatz. So now we're worried about grooming. We have a guy that has troves of child pornography on his devices. We have Liberty being groomed And unfortunately, she was completely enthralled with Anthony Shots. Completely like, thought, I'm talking to this rich, hot guy. She's completely in love with Anthony Shots. Right, Keegan says. So this account that you've set up, I'm sure that you've seen our social media had something like, waiting for Peter Pan to come. And it was like almost like a little hanging fruit statement for someone that would target little girls. You probably see that and think this is going to be an easy target. I don't get what you mean. What more of a targeting thing, right? Like a more maybe you didn't go into that depth. I don't know how much depth you went into looking for girls you just want to get nude images from as Anthony Shots, just like buckshot method, or see who comes back. But regardless, she bought the story. She bought the account. So we have a friend saying that she knew she was trying to meet up with Anthony Shots. Are you getting it? Are you getting what I'm saying? That from the day you gave your polygraph and interview, you were steadfast. I met them in the beginning of February, 1st or 2nd. You were steadfast, never came off that. Never spoke to her beyond February 1st or 2nd. The guy says, look, we know you spoke to her the day she was murdered. You said absolutely not. I blocked her. She was annoying me after the first or 2nd, right? We have these images. You saying that's not you. No. That's a nude. What are you for? We have these grooming pictures. We have the money. The Anthony Shots money account going to her. We have Kick Messenger, messages with all these daddy references. Regardless of what you say, there are two different authors of these messages. Regardless of what you say, they're not both you. See what I mean? So this immediately makes Keegan a liar, because remember, Keegan's saying two different phones. They're saying two different authors. They're not both you. They're both your devices, but the phrasing's different. It's not the same person. So we know we have multiple account logins with Snapchat, two different people using Kick Messenger, talking to people from your residence. 100% sure. We know it for fact. So remove yourself from the bullshit and try to pick out every individual piece that starts to stack. It keeps stacking. The phone, your phone, all your search history. There's nothing in between. So what's interesting, we have these other phones. Nothing's gone. So during this time frame where this grooming would have been built up, you've wiped it. The complexity of your Anthony Shots persona, the cars, the influence, Lamborghinis. It's not you. It's not your idea. I both know it's not your idea. So what they're doing there, they're saying this is someone smarter than you. This is someone else whose linguistics are different. The speech patterns are different. But it's your phones. They're both your phones. They're both the Anthony Shots account. One is you. So who's the other one? And he's protecting the other person. You're searching nonstop about the Delphi investigation on vacation. You're sending Snapchats to Liberty when you know she's dead. Why would you, after failing the polygraph about knowing about the Delphi investigation, come home, delete your Snapchat, your Instagram, which you used to communicate with Liberty? And you searched, how long does DNA last? I don't know, probably because they DNA tested me. This is when he gets on the blaming Dirk, which I don't buy. Okay, I don't buy the blaming Dirk Hayes at all. All right. I think the whole Dirk thing is his BS to try to throw his friend under the bus for this to save himself and whoever else he's protecting. Now they come into this Pike Road, Country Club Road. Whose house is that? I have no clue. That's where my grandma lives. I mean, my grandma lives out Pawpaw Pike. Yeah, Country Club Road and Pawpaw Pike. I understand, but you connected to a Wi-Fi source that was in that house. No, I did not. I'm telling you 1,000%. I don't go anywhere besides Dirk and my grandma's. So why did you tell investigators that you went there when you didn't? Country Club Road and Pawpaw Pike. Who's Kyle Titus? He was a good friend of mine. So you give them a full friends list twice when they interviewed you, and you completely omitted Kyle Titus. You haven't even today mentioned him because there's no reason. Why don't you look up Kyle Titus in Indiana? Look that up because he's a drug dealer big time. I don't want my name associated with someone that sells pounds of weed. I don't want that. I don't want to say that. Then the Peru Police Department be like, okay, well, he messes with someone that, sells large amounts of weed. Well, you just said Dirk sells weed and you're fine with associating with Dirk. Why'd you blow him off in Vegas, Kyle? Because I get the weed or nothing. I could get anything he wanted, and I looked for it out there, and I'm sure you looked at my phone. I think the more thing I'm concerned about over a guy that you're meeting, I'm more concerned about that this boy, did we just give you something from 2017 that you were able to remember just like that? But you know nothing about a girl who was murdered. Yeah, I know Kyle. He's my good friend. Da 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 da. Okay, what do you mean when you said all of this was pointing towards Dirk? Like, do you see how I'm on someone's country, whatever you said, Country Club Road on someone's Wi-Fi? I never been to anyone's house on Country Club Road ever. I don't even know where that's at out there. I just know that these roads meet or it's something with Pawpaw Pike. I literally have no clue. I don't know anyone. I don't know anything about that whole case. Yeah, it looks terrible, but I promise you, like, I know you guys are looking for that person. It's not me. I know absolutely nothing. I get the whole Brummett thing is like weird, but I swear I don't know nothing. Why are you protecting somebody else? Who am I protecting? What are you talking about? Obviously, you said you didn't kill them, right? Yes. hang on. Do you know for sure who killed those girls? You did say both times no in your polygraph, and guess what? That was deception. Do you know who killed those girls? You say no both times. Your polygraph indicates deception. Who you're protecting. So you see, I'm going to leave this here, but this is available. I'll gladly email it to any of you for any reason. So if Keegan's selling phones, someone has one of his phones. Possibly that person logging into Wi-Fi at Country Club Road and Pawpaw Pike. Why didn't they ask whoever's Wi-Fi address it was? What about investigating the person's house or the person's Wi-Fi at Country Club Road and Pawpaw Pike and see who that person is? Maybe someone had purchased one of Keegan's phones and was over there. Kind of would be a thread to pull on, right? Someone's being protected. And someone could be plural. Some ones are being protected. At least that's my opinion. Logical process of deduction. But I'd like to let's look at this because I think this was the tipping point. Okay. Delphi has not had many tipping points. And we're going to read this release focusing on every single word. Many times, it's important to focus on words, and we will. Because when these bad actors like to spin, they use words to spin. So to understand where the spin is, you should understand the origin, what is being spun. This is from the Indiana State Police Lafayette District. Very important to pay attention to that. Hey, question for all you OGs. Who's at the Lafayette District? Who comes out of Lafayette District? Which officers, which troopers are from the Lafayette District? ISP Lafayette. Delphi's. Okay, detectives with the what investigation? Delphi investigation. Detectives with the Delphi investigation seek information. Remember, when they do this, it's always strategic. While investigating the murders of Abigail Williams and Liberty German. Detectives with who? The Carroll County Sheriff's Office. Well, who were the detectives in the Carroll County Sheriff's Office? And the Indiana State Police. Who are the detectives from the Indiana State Police, Lafayette District? So certain detectives from Carroll County Sheriff's Office and Indiana State Police, Lafayette District, have uncovered an online profile named Anthony_Shots. This profile was being used from 2016. Oh, geez. I wonder if there are any other prior victims aside from Liberty and Abby. I wonder if you got any prior victims from the Anthony Shots account. You would think that real investigators would be digging into that as well and seeing if there are any nexi that might tie to some other homicides in the area of little kids. 2016? Including but not limited to Snapchat and Instagram. Not just Snapchat, not just Instagram, likely Kick, Yubo or Yellow app. This fictitious Anthony Shots profile used images of a known male model and portrayed himself as being extremely wealthy, owning numerous sports cars. The creator of this fictitious profile used this persona while communicating with juvenile females to solicit nude images, obtain their addresses, and attempt to meet up with them. Oh, seems like our bloodlusters always seem to forget that part because they want to solely cast this entire thing as the passing around of nude images behind the scenes. But again, we have the nexus of Anthony Shots account communicating with the Brummets. Suddenly a guy in a ski mask is there, right? Anthony Shots account being there in Delphi to be able to say, yeah, I was there, but they never showed up. Attempting to meet, which is a whole different ball game than just passing around the photos behind the scenes. Pictured below, you'll see the images of the known male model and images the fictitious Anthony Shots profile sent to underage females. We have already identified the male in these images that were used by the Anthony_Shots profile. The male that is in the photos is not a person of interest in the investigation. Detectives, again, this is back to Carroll County and Indiana Lafayette District detectives, are seeking information about the person who created the Anthony Shots profile. Put the brakes on that. Now, really, question. Why are they asking for information about who created the Anthony Shots profile when they damn well know Kagan Klein created the profile? So let me get this straight. They're asking for information about who created the profile. The profile uses the photos or photos of a guy who's a cop. So they're saying, don't worry, we know who the cop is. We're looking for who created the profile, but they know that Keegan's been using a profile because they already know. So what are they trying to attempt here? Remember, I said this is always strategic. What are they trying to attempt here? Investigators would like any individual that communicated with, met with, or attempted to meet the Anthony Shots profile to contact the Abby Libby tip line. Please provide as much information as you possibly can. For example, when you communicated with Anthony_Shots, how you communicated, what social media applications the account used, if Anthony_Shots attempted to meet you or obtain your address, if you have saved images or conversations with the Anthony_Shots profile, please attach them to your email. And then there's a link to the video that was also produced. So question here. How many hits did they get on this? How many hits do you think they got on this? I mean, we'll never know because half the discovery in the Richard Allen case was sanitized. So we can't count on discovery from Richard Allen showing us anything regarding this. Do you really believe that no one else, there was not a single other person in that area when this was released that saw this and said, you don't think there was anyone else who had communicated with that profile? Come on, you know there were. If you just go back to what we were just reading in the transcript, if Keegan and company, whoever these other users of the profile was, if it was existing in 2016 throughout January and February 2017, you don't think that in the process of reaching out to, like the cop said, through the shotgun method, he's reaching out to all these kids, all these girls, all these other profiles? You don't think, with obviously the dozens that he would have had communicated with, that no one responded? There's something wrong here. This is my point. There's something very, very wrong. This is what they're covering up. It's not the Odins. So why would Keegan Kline cover this up, participate in it? Who would he be protecting? Who? I'd put it another way. Who is Keegan Kline afraid of? These people who supposedly know Keegan so well. My question for you, who is he afraid of the most? He's protecting somebody. or more than one. And yeah, he was selling phones to a lot of people. That's known. There's extremely compelling evidence that he was selling a phone to Ron Logan or had sold a phone or two to Ron Logan. But who's going by his house and connecting to his Wi-Fi? That's the biggest question of all. Who's connecting to his Wi-Fi? Also, who's connecting to that country club road and Paw Paw Pike? Whatever house that is. These are threads to pull on. This is your actual nexus. There's a lot of misinformation out there. And even worse is the disinformation. Because y'all need to be very fucking careful of the mind virus, of what you allow to be implanted into your brains to confuse you and get you off the track of the questions being asked, the real good questions to ask. Because there are seeds that have been planted to have you look in a direction that is pointless. They want you to look at people who do not have money, who are not wealthy, who are not high society. They want you to look at a local meth head, a local dope dealer, a local fucking whack job. Think about this. Who on earth, why on earth would the state police be covering up anything for some fucking dope dealer in Peru? It's not how it works. Do you think this is collusion and a cover up or not? Because if you think it's collusion and a cover up, it's got to be someone worth protecting or someone's worth protecting. And a stupid fucking dope dealer that from the fucking neighborhood round the corner in Peru is not worth protecting on the level that we are seeing. But what we do is we think. As I mentioned, to bring it full circle, remember I said that there seems to be a lot of protecting or hiding or narrative steering around this particular topic. The Dropbox, Anthony _ shots, child trafficking. And if I look back into the community since I've known it, there's a single thread that connects all of that. In that it appears that the people who are most problematic are problematic as a way to distract and obscure and hide focus or attention from being cast on Dropbox, the particular relevance of it in a network of child exploitation in the flesh in Indiana. Anthony Shots, Dropbox, rich folks. Powerful. And everyone says, oh, the Delphi community is so toxic. So toxic. It's just crazy. Da 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 da. You wonder why? Not only is it rife with disinformation that keeps the cognitive dissonance and confusion stirred up so that there's so much bad information you can't even see make heads or tails of it. There's also chaos agents who come into the community and perform this whole fucking smoke and mirrors circus act to keep everything so fucking chaotic that people don't focus on this important thing. And I've been guilty of it myself because you get into the self-defense mechanisms. But when you put all that shit aside and you look at, you call a spade, the fact is, just like you have disinformation, you have chaos, both serving the same function. And it's only at certain times when light comes through clouds and clarifies things. This year we had one of them. You guys know Erica Morse, okay? Private investigator. She has a YouTube channel. I wish someone would put in the chat for those new here. Please go subscribe to Erica's YouTube channel. It's important. Because we need to discuss this. Everyone should follow along with me on this. On March 10th of 2022, you can see here at 7:25 a.m., Erica sent an email to the Abby and Libby tip line, which you can see in black and white right here. She made it extremely clear for those manning the tip line. Anthony_Shots profile in the subject line. Good morning, Unified Command. Remember, March of 2022. In the course of investigating the hit and run death of Indiana resident Tara Stevens, our team came across information we feel your task force needs to have. Allegations have been made by 2 former employees of Redacted in Michigan City, Indiana, involving potential child exploitation and trafficking. Again, allegations made by 2 former employees of Redacted in Michigan City involving potential child exploitation and trafficking. The primary individuals involved are the owners, investors of this Redacted business. The housekeeping staff claims that they were called in several times in the middle of the night to the Redacted to clean up rooms not even registered to customers, and found certain items of concern. Soiled, bloodied mattress, twin mattresses, soiled and bloodied twin mattresses stacked up against the walls. The rooms of this facility only have queen and king beds, along with soiled underwear and jeans that look like they belonged to a young male. Former staff also reported hearing statements such as, "No, no, no, and you're not done yet." The clientele at this Redacted facility reportedly consists of many single upscale men with out-of-state plates. We are told they book rooms and leave in the middle of the night. That's when they were reportedly called in to clean the room in the middle of the night. A second employee contacted the family of Tara Stevens, but is too afraid of Redacted to speak for our team on the record. However, Redacted are involved in both the Redacted, and staff feels something sinister could be taking place at both establishments. When this staff confronted these individuals with these concerns last year, which would have been 2021, it was reported Redacted removed the mattresses from the upstairs rooms the same day, and an apartment belonging to his alleged boyfriend, the owner, named Redacted. The mattresses were then reportedly taken to another place in LaPorte, Indiana, where they were placed in a burn pile and burned. However, one staff member, Sherwan Chappell, was staying at Redacted's home and claimed she and a friend went to the burn pile, where they also found rope and a children's-sized chair. This individual has no young children in his household. Furthermore, Sherwan Chappell believes Redacted could be involved in the Anthony_Shots profile. Furthermore, Sherwan Chappell believes that Redacted, the same guy, could be involved in the Anthony Shots profile. Although our team has yet to find any direct connection to that username, she is adamant that she has heard that name before, a reference to his first name and his bar association. Let's see. Child's underwear, child's jeans, child's chair, rope, twin mattresses that are bloodied, Anthony underscore shots profile, burn piles, and 8 days after this is relayed by Erica on her channel, Sharon ends up dead. Your eyewitness to this ends up dead a week later. Furthermore, coincidentally, Erica was hired on through Jason Jensen investigations to the Richard Allen case. And as a result of that, received all the contents, allegedly, of the tip line here. And you know what wasn't in that collection of tips on into the tip line? Just like this. Just like I said, if you go back and you look at this, right? How many of these you think made it to Jason Jensen investigations? Through the defense team discovery. Shirine died on October 4th of 2024. I'm sorry, 25 last year. I still feel like we're in 25. Poor Sharon was drowned in her vehicle on October 4th, 2025, just a week after Erica covered this on her YouTube channel. That death is highly suspicious because there was a witness who observed the manner in which that vehicle entered the lake. Sharon was an eyewitness not only to what was happening in Michigan City, but also to the burn pile in LaPorte, and also to the testifying that the Anthony underscore shots profile is a name that she had heard before in 2021 or prior? Is anybody going to do anything about this? Is anybody going to do anything about this? Is anybody going to do anything about Keegan's confessions to Reese Davis, Noe Amos, and others? When Andy Baldwin said, "Is anybody going to do anything about this?" He didn't say it broadly enough because there's too much. It's not just one thing. You know here, my opinion is this is massive. Massive. Is anybody going to do anything about this massive cover up? Why does it appear that there's a trail of bodies following this case? Is it that we're all completely schizophrenic whack job idiots? We're all just making it up? So you're meaning to tell me that 75% of the people out here who know this case well, we all are just making it up in our minds that it appears that there's a trail of bodies following this case of Abby and Libby? Just like we're supposed to be absolutely fucking off our rockers and crazy in the fact that what it appears to us is there's an absolute miscarriage of justice, like a total collusion on the side of the state police, the prosecutor's office, and the judge to pull this scheme that they pulled in the trial of Richard Allen. We're all just crazy about that. When you even have guilters, people who think that Richard Allen is absolutely one of the murderers, even the guilters are looking at it and saying, like, no, this is absolutely a wrongful conviction, a shitty investigation, and the deck was stacked, and he was not allowed to present a defense. Then he was tortured and drugged in Westville. When the majority of people see it, it's no longer a figment of their imagination. It's not a mass psychosis. We can check each other. They never expected this to go to trial. They never expected shit to reach this boiling point. The objective here, you arrest the guy, you plant evidence, you stack the deck, you put him in Gitmo, you waterboard him and threaten him until he agrees to a plea deal. They couldn't break him and get that result. So all they got was breaking him down enough where they were able to use the breakdown and the planted evidence in order to pull off what they pulled off with the jury. Anybody who takes an honest look at it knows that it's absolutely, massively questionable. Is anybody going to do anything about it? If you've heard what Keegan has said repeatedly for more than 3 years now, it's my opinion that the Peru connection is the number one red flag here. Beyond the photoshopping, right? We got photoshopping. We got fake digital evidence. We got missing evidence, deleted evidence, lying witnesses, lying sheriff, crooked investigators, crooked judge, crooked prosecutor, compromised defense team, an entire PR and troll farm plague online controlling everything in the public discussion. No one sees anything wrong with that. When is anyone going to do anything about it? How many bodies are trailing behind this case, and how many more are going to come? How many more to come before something is done about this? My own law enforcement told me this. Indiana law enforcement won't do anything about it. Quote, Indiana law enforcement won't do anything about it. And the locals can't. How many lawyers are participating in this? How many detectives are condoning what happens out here? Celebrating the deaths of these witnesses? You know what that is? Chickens coming home to roost. It's time. The appeal doesn't matter. Supreme Court doesn't matter. Innocence Project doesn't matter. What matters is that this be dealt with. The truth will exonerate Richard Allen. This has to be fought from a different direction. And it starts in Peru. I'll say in the words of the famous slogan attached to the Flora fire victims. Somebody knows. Or, to put it even more accurately, somebody's know. Who's going to grow the conscience to come and set this right? Who's going to have the gall to stand up and do what is right? Enough children and enough adults have been victimized as a result of this plague. Please give me a moment. I need to get some water. All right. Thank you. Well, I appreciate everyone being here tonight. I think that I've said what I had to say, and we have a lot to think about. And hopefully, those who might watch this who are new, you might think about this in a different way after all of that. I think that the bottom line is that here in this Delphi case, if there's something being covered up, it has to be worth covering up, if you get what I mean. It has to be something so massive that it would engender this massive conspiracy or cover up. And until you can put that together, none of it will ever make sense. Because if you consider that this is just the murder of two girls, and people are out here saying that this is a massive cover up, it never makes sense because it doesn't make sense. The only way this makes sense if this is something worth covering up. The only thing worth covering up on to this extent, on this level, would be that you have a whole bunch of high-powered individuals who this would mean the end of. And that would be worth covering up. And as an aside, they would have the resources to do so and have the power in position to be able to do so. Things are not what they seem. Nothing is what it seems in this case. I'd like to thank everyone for being here personally. Those who are here now. Okay. Hey, thank you, Oleg. All right. I want to thank Oleg Cat, Dark Arts by Adrian, Heavy Metal Rehab, Deb, David Rogers, Lisa, Digital, Dieter, Silence Woman, Tammy Martin, It's a New Day, Goddess, Critter Mama, ACV 5360, Oh Hey Christina, Michaelina. I don't know if I said Silence Woman, but I'll thank her twice. Silenced Woman. I have Apophis, Becky, Charles, Giuseppe. I'm not sure who else I missed, but hey, if I missed you, just shout out and I'll let you know now. Uh, let's see. Dieter, thank you twice too. Well, yeah, thank y'all for being here. It's exhausting. I'm absolutely exhausted. You guys know I've been on antibiotics currently on two at the same time. I'm telling you, it takes all the wind out of your sails. So I'm absolutely exhausted. This 2 hours, 2.5 hours now feels like 4.5. So as much as I hate to do it, I'm going to leave because I am absolutely exhausted right now. But I think we have a lot of things to think about, and I think this is a direction to keep looking because this is the direction to be looking. The more I've looked, the more this has made sense from every angle. Now, it's unfortunate because lots of people are followers. So you look at the defense in this trial of Richard Allen, and you want to follow where they were going. And I'm just sorry that I can't, because the more I look at the direction the defense of Richard Allen was going, the less it makes sense. Particularly because this is a direction they didn't go. And this is a direction that must be looked at because of all the confessions to this crime, these are the ones that make sense. Ron Logan, Keegan Kline, the other locals who've also confessed, they all center around this scenario, BTW. And why didn't the defense find a way to piece that together and make it make sense? Oh, I know, because they were full of distractions and they wanted to adhere to the investigation that Click, Ferenczi, and Murphy had already put together. That's somewhat understandable because it's law enforcement product, but even that wasn't good enough for this judge. But here we have an actual nexus. So, yes, this is a lot. But yeah, please, if you do uh, care to, go ahead and look for my TikTok, Twitch, Substack, and the other backup channel and all that stuff, because you got to go to the link tree or the description in the channel description, the About Me section, and find all that stuff. But please go do all the stuff. And also, as I mentioned, subscribe to our chat members who are very good chat members, meaning It's a New Day, Adrian, Christina, I Have Apophis, all of our chat members' channels. And I said Victims News on Air, the Erica's channel. I wish someone would also put there in the chat so that in case you don't know of that channel, you can go over there and make sure you catch what she does. Okay. Let's see. All right. So please do subscribe to all my channels. By that, I mean all of our community members' channels, and hopefully our mods will be dropping some of their links. But all of our wonderful creators here in the live chat, please subscribe to their channels. And like I said, go to my link tree or the About Me section of the channel here. And yeah, network, get in touch with all of our stuff so that you can be a part of our community, stay updated. And also, on the replay, please, I often beg, leave comments down below because we want to get to know you. We know who's here in the live chat, but we love to see who watches at a later time. And engage in a back and forth conversation, or at least greetings, because I love the input that comes in. It always gives me new ideas about what to look into and things to consider that I don't understand. So I love considering new things that viewers bring about. So thank you so much. And especially, like I said, go subscribe to Victims News on Air, Erica's channel, because I am absolutely confident she's going to be producing some more amazing content for you that is going to be informative. So, yeah, if you want to be caught up to speed, I would go ahead and subscribe to Erica's channel, Victims News on Air. Okay. Anyhow, I hate to leave, but I am absolutely exhausted. And so I'm going to go hydrate and eat some more food so I can get my energy level up and my stomach feeling better overall. So I appreciate you all for being here, especially my long timers here. And hey, thanks, Silenced Woman, for gifting the memberships, because now we have 5 new members, and that's amazing. All right. So, yeah. It's been a nice night. Happy Friday again, January 2nd. So we're already rolling into the year, and I'm confident it's going to be an engaging first quarter. You know, the clock is ticking with the events that will follow, or the dominoes tumbling. So appreciate you all. God bless. God bless Libby and Abby and all the victims of this scenario, because we truly, truly believe that this is something that has to stop. So I wish you well, and we'll see you next time, which will be soon. Promise. That's a winky face. Okay. Anyhow, I'm out of here. Good night.
all we say to America is be true to what you said on paper. If I lived in China or even Russia or any totalitarian country, maybe I could understand some of these illegal injunctions. Maybe I could understand the denial of certain basic First Amendment privileges because they haven't committed themselves to that over there. But somewhere I read of the freedom of assembly. Somewhere I read of the freedom of speech. Somewhere I read of the freedom of press. Somewhere I read that the greatness of America is the right to protest far right. And so just as I say we aren't going to let any dogs or water hoses turn us around, we aren't going to let any injunction turn us around. Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now because I've been to the mountaintop. I don't mind. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
Only need good vibes, good vibes, good vibes, good vibes. Only need good vibes, good vibes, good vibes, good vibes. Only need good vibes. Can't lie, good vibes, good vibes, good vibes, good vibes. Been waiting so patient, I'm going places, can't fake it. My heart is so cold, my energy is contagious. All the pain, I can't take it. I'm staying grounded and graceful, cause I know everything that I've been through only made me count my blessings daily. Yeah, they've been acting shady, but I don't take it personal. The memories fading, I'm enjoying the moment. I've been smelling the roses, taking time to reflect, stepping back, the truth unfolding, unfolding. Nothing to prove, cause I'm about to blow. I've been in the booth, speaking to my soul. You know that I'm true, either way it go. Either way it goes, I cannot turn cold. Staying on the low, I've been protecting my soul. If your intentions are not pure, I can't let you get too close, cause I'm vibrating high. Ain't got time for your ego, these niggas quit to turn me back. Acting like the amigos, they never cared in the shows. Wasn't with you at your lows, assuming that you gonna fold. But baby, I've been growing ever since I let you go. And I've been doing better, and I know that hurts to know. Hurts to know. Only good vibes around me, and that's for sure. Only good vibes, good vibes, good vibes, good vibes. Only need good vibes, good vibes, good vibes, good vibes. Only need good vibes. Can't lie. Only need good vibes, good vibes, good vibes, good vibes. You see me searching for my inner peace. I've been learning more about
as an expert at being Mickey Mouse, yeah, I can say seriously, yeah, you're right, Rick. This is some Mickey Mouse bullshit.
Thanks, Mickey. Hey, how's Donald?
You know, he's still on the stuff.
Now,